If you are asking for change, if you are asking for peace, 9 times out of 10, almost everything around you will either fall away, fall apart. There will be space made between you and that thing, that person, because in order for things to change, things have to change. Welcome back to Tiffany TV. First and foremost, of course, we're going to talk about our bevy of the day. I am a lover of kombucha. It says kombucha spritzer. Fancy. I wanted to be a little fancy with my wine glass. Ooh, kombucha is strong. So this is one of my favorite things to touch on when it comes to a healing journey, because it's what I wish someone had told me before I started my journey. There's so many unexpected turns that this journey took for me, and so many unexpected emotions and things that came up, things that happened that I was like, excuse me, I asked for better. Why did this just get worse? It's gonna get really hard. And here's why. When you were in your more unconscious existence, not worried about healing, you were probably operating from a place of trauma. That means that you attracted things and you attracted people, and almost everything that you built at that time, everything was built around you operating from that place of trauma. So if you haven't already checked it out, I go more into detail in my video, Authenticity versus Trauma, how being you is holding you back. Because if you are operating from this space of like, this is me, this is who I've always been, but that's coming from all the things you've picked up along the way, then you operating as that person is attracting things from that space and not necessarily your authentic self. When you decide, I want peace, I don't want all this conflict, I don't want this heavy feeling, and I don't want to do anything that goes against the truth of my character. When you decide that, shit is gonna get really hard. I used to try to avoid using the word hard. I think life is extremely hard when you have to unlearn all the things that you believe to be you. Absolutely. I believe that once we get clearer with ourselves and once we start to operate in alignment with who we naturally are, hard moments do come up as you heal and as you learn to master equanimity, which is having control over you and only you. You can't control the outside world. You can't control all those things, but training yourself not to just react on a whim, but to sit back, understand things, and come from a conscious and clear space. It doesn't make hard things easier. It makes you moving through situations, healing through situations, feeling what you feel and not allowing yourself to get stuck in a place. It makes all of that smoother and easier. I used to avoid saying hard, but this part of the journey, especially the beginning part, is hard. And what happens is you go from this chaotic life and you have this moment of clarity. You hit a space. You're like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want this anymore. Whether it's the relationships you're attracting, the work that you're doing, the friendships or lack thereof. When you make a decision like, I want better, I'm gonna get on this path to healing, to truly learning what I love and surrounding myself with things and people that align with that, there is this resolve and this really good feeling that takes over inside. And I want you to hold on to that. But I also want you to recognize, and I don't want you to get confused when shit kind of hits the fan. I don't want you to be like, well, why did I feel so good and now I feel so crazy? I want you to be prepared for the fact that if you are asking for change, if you are asking for peace, 9 times out of 10, almost everything around you will either fall away, fall apart. There will be space made between you and that thing, that person, because in order for things to change, things have to change. It can feel very isolating, and as human beings, we like to be comfortable. This is why so many people stay stuck in a situation for so long, because yeah, I'm not the happiest here, but I know how to live this life. The unknown is scary, and a lot of people do not take the chance on the unknown. Healing and becoming a different version of yourself, changing your surroundings, pursuing a new career, or maybe ending a long relationship. That is very, very, very scary. We're gonna take a sip. I'm gonna pretend this is wine for right now, because when something is meant, it will stand the test of your healing journey. With my best friend, when I started this journey, we just started being interested in different things, and we really had space come between us, and I didn't think that we would recover from it. And years later, she started her own healing journey and her own self-discovery journey, and we are tighter than we've ever been. So trust and believe that when you are being called to grow, allow things to fall away and trust what is meant for you is yours. If you are meant to be with a person, if you are meant to be doing something in life, we have this path laid out that we can't mess up, right? We can continue to divert from it. You're always going to feel the pull back to what you're meant to do. I feel like every motivational speaker that I've listened to, every self-help book that I've read has said it gets harder before it gets easier. You have to get through the falling off period. And if you can stand strong in that, and if you can understand that that is going to happen and expect that, I think it lightens the blow just a little bit, because I didn't expect it. And what I thought was, oh, is this God redirecting me and telling me not to be on this healing journey? This universe wants the best for us. And at every given moment, the universe is listening to our heart's desire and trying to give that to us. Now, if we are in a space where we are not accepting of joy, wanting to hold on to the things that are making us feel like crap, whether it be a friendship, a job, not going after our dreams, just being down and out on ourselves and fearing what could happen. If we are holding on to that rather than taking the leap, it's not that you're not being given the opportunity, it's that you're not open to it. Now, as much as you can't avoid the going through it, what you can do is try your best to prepare and to set yourself up for as much success as possible. One of the first things I would tell you to do is to focus on one main thing in your life that feels really out of alignment. Maybe it's your job. Speak life into it. I work a job that brings me joy, that makes me feel valued. I'm in an environment that feels really good. Like, close your eyes and see what that feels like. Try to get as detailed as possible. Like, do you want to have best friendships at your job? Or do you just want an environment that you walk into and it feels good? You feel supported, you feel appreciated? Or do you want to change careers completely? Is this career choice just not for you? Okay, let's go into our notes app. I'm convinced that my notes app is going to make me a millionaire. I will say that every time, because this is where I organize all my thoughts. Get out your notes app. Write the thing that you want to focus on first. You can absolutely tackle all the things at once. And I did that. I just wanted peace, and I just asked that everything fall away that just does not make sense, and allow the other things to fall into place. And I got exactly that. All things started falling apart. And for me at that moment, being new to my journey, it was too much for me. It was overload. And I got through it. I'm here. I'm alive. If one thing at a time can start to really fall into place and feel a little more like you, or a little more like the woman you want to be, it will start to build your confidence. And sometimes working on one thing will automatically lead you into having to work on something else. For instance, you decide to change your career and you express that to your significant other, and they're like,
no, absolutely, we can't afford that. We can't do that. I mean, maybe down the line, but
in that moment, it'd be really, really hard for you to move forward with this new idea with someone that is so close to you, not believing in you and holding you down. It's not to say that you can't do it, but it's going to be very, very hard. And when we're talking about building a space around you that just feels good, surrounding yourself with people that make you feel good, it might make you see this is not the type of energy or support that you want around you, or you guys really need to have a conversation about moving forward. Because again, when you're in your journey and you're changing paths, the other person might not be where you are. They may never get where you are. So it can be very hard to get someone on board with that if you're deciding to change a path, especially if you've been doing something for so long. You guys have bills and kids, but I do believe that the people around you should be at least willing to support you, hear you out, and find a way to help you get to where you need to be. It's not about settling. It is not about just staying somewhere to make someone else happy. When you are talking about the business of securing your purpose, feeling good in yourself, and truly discovering yourself, and someone can't support that, you have to question that. Subsequently, sometimes things lead into the other, and you just allow that to flow. So focusing on one thing at a time is my first piece of advice. Now, as you focus on that, as you say, I want peace in my job, if in the next week, out of nowhere, you get laid off, the one thing you liked about that job gets taken away and that job just got worse, an opportunity opens up that you're like, oh, look at that job posting that they just opened up. It's like almost perfect with what I wanted to do. Listen to the signs. Watch what starts to happen after you write that thing down that you really want to focus on, because no request to the universe goes unanswered. Just pay attention. Pay attention to what comes up, because if you are asking for a better partner and this partner is the one for you, but you can't appreciate them, that's going to come up too. There is going to be a message that comes through. Sometimes it's not so tangible. It's not this thing that you see. Sometimes it's the feeling inside. Sometimes it is you treating somebody bad and realizing you treated somebody bad. Now that thing is sitting on your brain so hard. It is God trying to show you that the work is inner. I've been in a space where I couldn't appreciate what was right around me because I was so bogged down with talking down on myself and not feeling good about myself. And until I felt good about me, until I started doing work of learning what self-love looks like, what appreciating myself looks like, and how that reflects on my relationships, it was hard to really appreciate anyone and anything. Sometimes the work is really inner, and doing work inside ourselves to be able to love and appreciate the things that we have around us. I always make sure to pray for the most peaceful outcome and to recognize the changes that are happening for me and not to me, and that they are aligned with what I asked for. But you can only recognize that when you're not like,
wait, I asked for 7 things. Which thing is this trying to show me?
This is going to help you just be a little more focused and a little more clear about what's going on in your life. This is not like an equation. The universe can change things on a whim, but learning to do the dance, to ask and to listen, with the goal being operating in the highest version of yourself, operating in the happiest and most peaceful and joyful version of yourself. That should be the goal. It shouldn't just be an outcome of things or status, because a lot of times those aren't even the things that we really want. You can get those things, but if you don't have inner joy and inner peace, girl, after noticing these things, you want to accept it and allow things to fall apart. And this is where the trust comes back in. Like, this is what you asked for. Allow things to fall apart and fall back together as they should, because there are things we cannot see. When we ask for peace, joy, positive relationships and jobs and situations, or to live in a better place, the reason that you got rejected for the apartment that you swore you wanted, that place has terrible plumbing and insect infestation. Okay, you don't even know, because nobody's going to tell you that. Nobody's going to show you that. They're going to show you the best of the best. There's a lot of stuff we can't see. Allow people to do what they're gonna do. Allow the universe to do what the universe is going to do. I wish I had the courage to live and operate in this capacity when I was younger. But again, I went through all this so that I can share with you guys. So it's my pleasure now. Now it's my pleasure. Because a couple years ago, I am excited to move through life going forward, trusting the universe more and understanding that releasing what isn't for me makes space for what is for me. Sometimes releasing can be really scary. I've let go of so many things without truly knowing the why, but going off of what my spirit is telling me, and opportunities have opened up almost immediately. When I thought I was letting go of my relationship, we got stronger. Trusting and letting go, as scary as it is, having courage to trust the universe and to trust your intuition more than anything. Trust yourself that you know. And then you want to be open and prepared for what's to come. So now you've accepted the changes, the things are happening. Now you just want to be open and prepared and excited for what's to come, because what's coming is way more aligned. What's coming is what's going to get you to the next level, get you closer to where you want to be. Trust that what is coming is better than what has gone, or what is coming is a step towards where you actually want to be. Be excited, be prepared, be open, and be alert, looking out for the things that are to come. This has become an excited part for me. Uncertainty now is like, ooh, do you know how good it can actually get? It can get really, really, really good. And I choose to focus on that, and that we are asking and bringing forth the best versions of ourselves. Such a good feeling. And I want to encourage you to grow through it instead of just going through it. Don't just allow yourself to go through the motions. Like, really look at what you're learning about people, about things. Do your best not to repeat the same things over and over. Been there, done that. I have repeated the same lessons over and over because I'm a touch the fire kind of girl. I don't want to be the touch the fire kind of girl anymore. You ain't got to teach me in that way. I give up, I quit, I don't, pick somebody else. I don't need to learn the lesson 5 and 6 times anymore. If you can, on the first go round, learn the lesson, do your best to grow from it, to trust that there's more for you, to trust that you can operate in this space. Love yourself and trust yourself enough to know that you can absolutely operate in this way, in a higher version of yourself. And there's probably going to come a moment where you look at yourself and you question yourself and you ask, are you the reason for all these things falling apart? And the answer is probably yes. Because you're changing and you're requiring more, and your energy is no longer welcoming negative energy. It's no longer welcoming chaos and drama. It's now repelling that. So yes, it's you, because you're getting better and you're attracting better and you deserve that. That's a part that you and only you can convince yourself of, is that you deserve better. You asked for it. Sometimes the process of getting there can be very trying because it brings up all the things in you that you believe about yourself negatively. If you don't feel you truly deserve a better relationship, a better friendship, to live the life of your dreams, to have the career of your dreams, if you feel like you can't get it or you don't deserve it, it's going to take you a little longer. And that was me. That's why I had to do a couple lessons over and over and over. But in this last 8 months of me really digging deep into myself, it's really about discovering who I truly am and loving her and supporting her and just nurturing her instead of trying to fit in. In this phase of my life, it is being honest, coming from the best space in myself, and allowing natural consequences to occur. This journey is one for the books, but we are in it together. Cheers. We are getting stronger and we are feeling better and better in ourselves. I want to speak light onto your journey. I pray that in the dark moments, you have your things that bring you joy. That is a good meditation. That is a good cry. Couch time with my husband and my son. A good plate of food. Movies and shows that bring me joy and comfort. Quality time with those who bring me joy. Getting dressed up and feeling like the best version of myself. I'm speaking that you find the things that bring you joy and comfort and that you are able to just hug them and hold on to them through this time. This does not last always. It gets easier. You get stronger. You love yourself more. You rely on other people a lot less for your joy or happiness. You realize that the people in your life are additions to the joy that you already have inside, to the greatness that is you. I really mean it. I hope you receive it. If you like this video, if you love this video, if you learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe and sign up for notifications so that you can know when I post the rest of these. I'm sending you all my love. And until next time, keep living in love, in light, and in your truth. Bye.